Shalom. I just wanted to take a brief moment, maybe longer than a brief moment, who knows, to talk to the fathers and just be transparent with you. Again, I never want any of you who, follow me on social media, read my books, to think that I've just basically reached this point of being this like super dad, like there's a point of arrival, like I've made it, There is no point of arrival. There's only just a constant evolving, becoming better as a father. And as I was just meditating on some things regarding my daughter and I felt the Most High say, hey, why don't you share this with the other fathers? So, for one, that they don't think it's just them, and two, that they could be encouraged to not condemn themselves when they make mistakes. And so I want to be obedient and just share with you something that maybe some of you possibly are going through and trying to figure the best way to process it and to resolve whatever the situation may be. Recently, my daughter and I had a conversation, and, growing up, when she was growing up, I was a young dad, hyper-masculine, truly a true definition of only a masculine male. I wasn't nurturing, just fun dad, tough, called in my book Battle Cry, the disciplinary dad. And when my daughter started evolving as a young girl, she needed someone more tender, compassionate, understanding, patient, not someone who's demonstrative and dogmatic about keeping things in order. Even to this day, because I would complain, or to the point, not complain, but almost condemn her for not keeping her room clean. And the vacuum would cut the vacuum on early in the morning or at night, just doing things like that because of my own impulsiveness. And when I got therapy and started to dig deep to what caused that in my life, it was my own father wounds, him being dogmatic with me. I remember one time, brothers, I left a brush on the kitchen table and I didn't know it was unsanitary. He cursed me out, instead of telling me, hey, son, we don't do that, because he was a barber. And so he knew, with hair on the kitchen table, it was one of his pet peeves. I say all that to say is that there's a cause and effect, my brothers, for our behavior, whether good or bad. And those years growing up, I was chasing my dream of being a music producer. And, when I gave my life to Christ, that dream morphed into me being a popular Christian music producer. So it went from getting Grammys to getting Stellars. But I wasn't really walking in Yah's will at that time. I was just driven by this deep desire. And as a result, my daughter was second to that dream. And as a result of that, when our kids when they don't feel like the apple of our eye, things start to happen to them emotionally. And so I failed in that area. And so fast forwarding to today, even though I did the hard work of just even deeply apologizing to my daughter for all of those years of not really being present, there's still wounds that I have to work through with her that are my fault. And I know as a dad, we get tired of feeling like we're the problem all the time, and we're not. That's why I say don't condemn yourselves, because you'll never be able to recover. It's good to always go inside, introspectively, just to really say, hey, okay, cool, how did this happen? And was my response a reaction to something that's much deeper? And so I just want to share, I'm working through some things. I want my daughter to know how special she is to me. And it's more than just saying it, it's displaying it. I have a saying that faith is all theory until it's been tested. So is love. And our children need to know that we'll be there for them. Even when we have to discipline them and give them correction, we should be very careful as fathers that we do not push them to the place where they start not liking us. They love us, but they don't like us really. And the scriptures talk about fathers just going overkill and causing their children to become rebellious. And I just want to share that with all of you, that I'm a work in progress, and so are you. It's not over until you take your last breath. Always recover, man. And it's also written that perfect love casts out fear. So as a father, it's like, man, I'm doing all this, trying to help my daughter. And if she says one thing, I get on the defensive. Where does that come from? It's like, no, my daughter didn't come with a manual. I'm still learning. She's learning. And I pray that I can always hear her heart. That's my desire. And so, again, I pray this is a blessing to you. Encourage you as fathers to push through those emotions that cause us to push away from our children. That those fears of getting hurt again or being taken for granted, push away from that. And run through those emotions like there's bullets coming for your children. You're going to shield them. If you love your children, you're going to shield your children from that harm. Let's shield our children from toxic thoughts or lies where they believe that we don't love them because we only say it and we really not showing it through sacrifice. And I'm not just talking about financially. It's about just being there. And as a father, I felt I should be more present with my daughter. She's in California. Sometimes you get so busy in life, it's not purposeful, but I love her and I need to be there more. And I just wanted to share that with you. I'm able to recover and become better because I look in the mirror. Yeshua says, don't be a hypocrite. First look in the mirror to remove the plank out of your eye before you go and try to remove the speck out of someone else's. So with my daughter, or it could be your son, but for me, with my daughter, who I love so much, and my son, whenever I feel offended or hurt, or if I've done something that they say, hurt them, I try to go look in the mirror first. And when I look in the mirror, I always find that big piece of wood in my eye. I said, I do need to improve. And when I remove that plank, that big piece of wood, I'm able to see clearly how to help my children remove the speck out of their eye. So again, I just wanted to stop my day, be obedient, and I pray that this encourages all of you. Alexis, if you're watching, I love you. Daddy is sorry for not being there like I should. And I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. And I just feel it's sorry to share this publicly, Pooh, but I just had to be obedient to God. And I love you so much. I'm super proud, and I'm going to step up more. All right? And to the fathers out here, you know, it's okay, man. The best mistake, man. No, not the best mistake. The worst mistake is the one we don't learn from. So while I got time, while I got breath in my lungs, I want to be the best dad I can be. Be blessed, brothers. Sorry it's 10 minutes, but prayerfully you guys will get something from this. Shalom.